There are moments in life when everything inside of you is screaming, "This is impossible." You've prayed, but heaven feels silent. You fought, yet the walls remain unmoved. You start questioning if faith even works. But then, something happens. Maybe the situation didn't shift overnight, but you changed. You found strength where you thought there was none. You kept moving forward when quitting seemed like the only option, and you didn't even realize it, but that was faith. Faith isn't just a belief, it's a force, a supernatural power that defies human logic. It's the kind of faith that stopped time for Joshua, raised the dead for Elijah, and made Peter walk on water. That same power is inside you right now. But here's the catch. Most believers never learn how to fully activate it. They live their whole lives settling for small prayers and half-hearted expectations, never stepping into the kind of bold, mountain-moving faith that Jesus said we could have. Why? Because we've been conditioned to see faith as passive, something we hope for instead of something we command. This video is about to change the way you view your faith. We're going to unlock the secrets of faith, how it shifted the course of history for biblical heroes, and how it can shift your life today. We'll uncover why faith is more powerful than you ever realized, how it works in the unseen realm, and how you can wield it to break chains, destroy fear, and unlock God's supernatural promises for your life. By the end of this video, we will pray together for a faith so unshakable that no attack of the enemy, no doubt, no fear can steal it from you. If you know someone struggling, someone on the verge of giving up, send them this video. God is about to do something incredible in their life. Stay with us, because what you're about to hear could be the key to unlocking the breakthrough you've been praying for. Most people hear the words, "Faith moves mountains," and assume Jesus was speaking figuratively, a poetic way of saying faith is powerful. But what if he wasn't exaggerating? What if he meant exactly what he said? Jesus told his disciples, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, "Move from here to there," and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. Matthew 17:20. Nothing. But how many believers actually live like this promise is true? How many pray as if their words carry the power to shift reality? The truth is, we've been conditioned to think faith is passive, a quiet, internal belief. But in Scripture, faith is active. It speaks, it commands, it refuses to accept defeat. Look at Joshua. Israel was in battle, needing more time to secure victory. He didn't beg God. He commanded the sun and moon to stand still, and they did. The sun stopped in the middle of the sky and delayed going down about a full day. Joshua 10:13. Time itself paused because of a man's faith. Look at Elijah. During a severe drought, he declared that rain was coming, even though there wasn't a cloud in the sky. He prayed persistently, sending his servant to check the horizon 7 times. And finally, a tiny cloud appeared, and moments later, a downpour came. That is what faith does. It moves before the miracle happens. It declares before it sees proof. Even Jesus himself modeled this when he cursed a fig tree for bearing no fruit. The disciples didn't see anything happen immediately, but the next day, the tree was completely withered from the roots. Mark 11:20-21. Jesus didn't have to check if his words worked. He spoke and knew reality had shifted even before the evidence was visible. And then he said, "Have faith in God. If anyone says to this mountain, 'Go, throw yourself into the sea,' and does not doubt in their heart, but believes that what they say will happen, it will be done for them." Mark 11:22-23. Jesus wasn't giving a motivational speech. He was revealing a law of the kingdom. Faith moves things. But here's the real question. If faith is this powerful, why do so many believers struggle to see results? Why do prayers feel empty? Why do mountains refuse to move? The answer is simple. Faith is not just believing God can, it's believing God will. Too often we approach faith as hopeful optimism instead of unshakable confidence. But Hebrews 11:1 tells us, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Faith isn't just wishful thinking. It's evidence of what already exists in the unseen. So how do we develop this kind of faith, the kind that speaks to mountains and expects them to obey? First, faith comes by hearing the word, Romans 10:17. If your faith feels weak, check what you're feeding it. Are you filling your mind with worry, doubt, and negativity? Or are you immersing yourself in God's promises? Second, faith grows through action. Faith without works is dead, James 2:26. If you believe God for a breakthrough, are you stepping forward in expectation or are you hesitating in fear? Third, faith requires perseverance. When Elijah prayed for rain, he didn't stop when he saw nothing. He pressed in until his faith became reality. What is the mountain in your life right now? A broken relationship, a financial crisis, a sickness? Have you spoken to it? Or are you waiting for it to move on its own? Jesus gave you authority. He said, whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven. Matthew 18:18. Your faith has the power to shift your circumstances, but the question is, will you use it? The moment you realize that faith isn't just about overcoming obstacles, but about stepping into a reality where heaven touches earth, that's when things start to change. Every major miracle in the Bible had one common factor: faith. It wasn't talent, wealth, intelligence, or religious rituals that unlocked the power of God. It was faith. The people who experienced the most extraordinary moves of God weren't necessarily the most righteous or educated. They simply believed.